And I think because there's this misconception, in my opinion, where I don't know if you ever seen this. A lot of people today they say men ain't getting married, men don't want to get married, or these men today don't. And I honestly don't believe. I think that men are just more afraid of divorce
Yeah,
than anything.
bro.
I think men it's the fear. I know several men personally that got divorced and lost everything. I'm talking about no furniture in the house, no food in the refrigerator, no money in the bank account,
Yeah.
nothing. And your family gone.
I had a guest on probably a month ago, Corey Hughes, and I posted a clip. I posted it everywhere, but TikTok ate it up. And he was talking about how divorce hurt him, and I pushed him. I was like, what do you mean? What is the hurt of divorce?" He said the hurt is, and he started listing these things. Well, when I tell you
The
700
men, I
comments,
know it. I know it.
that's why I'll never do it again. I'm still hurt.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to rebuild. I don't think I'll ever do it again. And then you have the people that have never been married chiming in and saying, "This is why,
This is
this is
why.
why, this is why,
Yeah,
this is why." So I think there's a big disconnect of information between generations.
it is. And today, like we mentioned, a lot of people have the mentality that I can leave for any reason. So you don't know. You get
Track.
it's you get married and your girl might wake up one day and just be like, you know what, I'm no longer feeling this. But not only am I gonna leave, I'm gonna take everything with me. And you're gonna have to pay me for it's an interesting dynamic because I do understand why a lot of men are so afraid. Because
Yeah.
you can the L more than likely is gonna be on the man. Not to say the women are gonna be hurt, but you look at most stories, if it happens, who get the home?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Number one, always shout out to the content creators for sharing their perspective. This is a very, very sensitive and very interesting topic that's been going on for a while. And I have two examples I want to share, right? And I've seen this firsthand. I've seen it firsthand that, dudes who get married. And let me share the first situation. This is years ago, right? I was young, I was working in retail, and I had a store manager. And I don't remember how we got up to the conversation, but I think I was asking him, we was talking about money or whatever, right? And at that time, this early 2000s, I think I was doing like 500 a week. Obviously rent inflation wasn't going crazy like it is now. So, things were still relatively affordable. But I remember him talking about like, yeah, man, I make as much as you. And I'm looking at him crazy. This is a store manager, right? I'm like, dude, what are you making? So he was telling me he was making like 1,200 a week, right? And but when he showed me his pay stub and he was getting child support taken out, he was getting alimony taken out. Yeah, he ended up from 1,200 after taxes. He was actually making less than me. He was making like four and some change. And I'm just like, how, if I'm a young kid, man, in my early 20s, I'm okay. I don't really have a lot of overhead, right? I don't have kids. I can roommate it. I don't know if I was roommating at the time, I had my own spot. I might have my own spot. But, I can save a few dollars, go on a trip or something like that. But when I seen the money that was being pulled out, I was like, man, it was tough times for him. And this is the first time I've ever heard it was cheaper to keep her. You know what I mean? This was the first time I ever heard it. Um, that's what it was. Now, second scenario was another manager, right? The same situation, but it's just a different one. And but his situation was he had bought a crib, right? He bought a house. He ended up marrying the girl, moving her in. They ended up getting divorced. He lost the house to her. He had already had the house established. He moved her in, got married. They cut it off, divorced. She ended up walking away with the crib. Listen, so when you hear these conversations between these gentlemen here, right? I meant well another a really really deep part that they said was it was a generation disconnect, and so this is why I love where I come in because me being a millennial, right? I've seen the older when it comes to like the boomers and all that, and I can see I'm in the middle and I can kind of see what the conversation is with the younger kids who coming up, the younger guys, right? Who in their early 20s and who looking like potentially maybe want to get married, maybe not. But I can see all the conversations because I'm right here in the middle. So I understand how it really hurts, man, when you put a lot into your marriage and it don't work out. You know, yes, both parties are hurt, but the man, you build up so much and then for it all to be taken away. And so when you hear more and more stories being brought to light about this, it's only gonna scare off the people who was on the fence about it, the people who was thinking about it, and the people who in it. It's like, yo, let's counsel this, right? So that's one side of it. Where I come in and my message is, because I am happily married, right? But don't get it twisted. It ain't always been roses. It's been tough at points too. But I think I got a good hand on it now. And I have to say, and I've always been preaching this from the husband code. You have to be on top of your ish, man. You have to be the one on top of it. You cannot. It's like having kids. You can't take a break, right? The same way we live life every day. We get up and we go after it. We got to go hunt for them dollars. That's the same way in your marriage. You can't get comfortable. You have, unfortunately for men, that's not how we build. That's not the way it's designed. You can't get married and just sit back, get fat, relax, and just think that, oh, I got my wife, I'm good. No, bro, you got to constantly build. And I think that's what's not being talked about. But this is something I constantly see. Again, man, get out of shape. And I always love to use myself for example because I got way out of shape. And I seen how that, number one, affected me, right, personally, losing respect for myself. And you know, I'm going to be raw with y'all. Losing respect for myself. Not being connected to God how I needed to be, right? Relationships being broken from just other men that was in my life, friends and stuff like that, right? And also how it affected my marriage when it came to my wife, right? Me not being able to show up for her how I needed to show up for her, right? She asked me something, I'm procrastinating. I'm dragging my feet, right? Not setting a standard for what our marriage should look like. Yes, we traveled, but it wasn't like, it's just a different energy when you are taking care of yourself first. Man, we always take care of ourselves last and put everybody else first. I get it. That's innate in us to want to provide and protect. That's natural in us, right? I get it. But we can't do that from a place of weakness, right? We can't do it if we mentally stressed out, we physically stressed out, and spiritually stressed out. We can't do it. And so if you want to lead, you have to stay in the leadership position. You get what I'm saying? This is what it had to click for me. I can't lead if I'm not in the front. If I'm not in the leadership position, I can't take us to where we need to go if I'm not in the driver's seat. And this is what a lot of men aren't talking about. They think they have crossed the finish line once they get married. And they like, I want to race. No, that's when it starts. That's when it starts. That's when it starts. The race does not end there. You ain't won nothing. It's just the beginning. It's time to go to work. It's time to run this race. When y'all go and y'all, get married and I do's and everything, that's where it starts. And I had to learn this. Right? So I get it. I get that we can sit here and be like, yes, the laws aren't in our favor. The women are this, the women are that. Number one, worry about yourself first. Right? If you're a single man out there and you seeing videos like this, shout out to them because it's a great video. It's a great topic. It needs to be discussed. But I'm going to tell you my advice, not just opinion, my advice is, because I am successfully married and I've went through the struggles and I've shared it with you guys, right? You have to take care of yourself first, man. Come in with value and leverage. And also pick women who desire you. Don't be chasing for women, right? Get the woman who want you, not you always want the woman. Because the woman who wants you is going to be there for you because she wants you. Not because you wanted her and so she said, Okay, well, he want me, and I'll just take XYZ from him because he want me. Get the woman who wants you and you don't got nothing. Get that woman. Right? Get a 7, you know what I'm saying? Marry her, turn her into an 8, 9. Don't marry the 10 right away. Because number one, they ain't even really a 10 straight up. They almost dressed up and dolled down. Right? Get you a 6, 7. Turn them to an 8, 9. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all money up. You know, build y'all foundation. So I think that's part of it. So to wind it back and bring it back, I understand how men are not afraid of commitment, but afraid of divorce. But I would say also, for me, that is a scarcity mind state. You can't live in fear, right? You need to live in abundance. There are great and good women out there, right? But we have been trained to look at the baddies. We have been trained to look at women who don't bring value. We haven't even been trained to know what to look for. And this is why I come in and I can share my vision and share my viewpoint to say, no, this is what you need to go look for. It's okay to get a baddie every once in a while, but that ain't 9 times out of 10, you're not going to marry them. Get you a good girl, right? And, you know, come in already on point, have your stuff together. Again, you don't have to have the castle already built, but come in with the blueprint. Come in with the plans to build it. Right? Make it make sense. Hey, here's the finance. This is what I'm going to build. Here go my castle, right? All right, it's going to take me about 5-10 years to get there. But, you know, every year I got this the finance we're going to cost to, you know, get the windows, get the doors, get just how the brick going to be laid out. This the furniture we're going to need to build a castle. Right? We're going to put some flowers and garden around it. Right? You coming in with a game plan to build that castle. You understand? Like, come in healed. A lot of us aren't healed from our mothers who were single baby mothers. That's a whole nother conversation. A lot of us aren't healed. You know, so I've always preached going to therapy for men. A lot of us ain't healed from not having that relationship with our fathers. That's the honest God truth. Forget we mad at our mom because, right, we didn't get what we needed, but that's not really her fault. I mean, part of it, yeah. But a lot of it is we're more mad at our dads and our fathers. So listen, don't be afraid. I get it. Yes, there are some crazy situations out there. Crazy situations. You know, dealing with marriage and divorce. But don't, again, man, it's good woman out there. Good women. Remember this. It's more to them than us. So take your time, make a good choice. Right? But again, listen to me closely. Pick the women who want you. Right? Stop always chasing. Right? Come in with some value. Come in with some plans. That way they really buy into what you got going on. And then execute, man. So, listen, drop a comment below. Tell me what y'all think. Great video topic, though. Subscribe to The Husband Code if it's your first time. If you've been watching for a while, subscribe. Also, if you got any value from this video, hit that like button. Also, hit the notification bell because we're going to continuously drop videos like this all the time. But until next time, I greatly appreciate y'all. Hey, man, we passed 700 and we still moving. But until next time, I appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace.